If you've suffered with chronic coughs, lung infections, COPD, pneumonia, maybe bronchitis that comes back year after year, and you've wondered how to get rid of that cough and make it go forever, I have a fantastic home remedy today that I'm going to share, which is a mustard poultice. And it's a pack that you put on your chest, and I'll show you exactly how to do that because it is so fantastic as that home remedy to get rid of that cough. The use of this mustard pack or the mustard poultice actually dates back to the Greek physician Hippocrates. And you may have heard of Hippocrates. He was the grandfather of all medicine. And he found that by using the mustard packs, this really helped with lung problems, especially in ancient Greece. It's interesting to note that the ingredients in the mustard seeds contain something called Sinigrin. And this is a compound, of course, that gives mustard its spicy flavor, but also heats up the tissues that you apply it to. So you can actually use this for increasing circulation in the lungs and on the chest, which is what I'll share today. But you can use this for warming up the muscles as well. Great for sore joints and pain and inflammation because, again, it's completely natural. A study has shown in 2016, and this was a review of different studies done on that Sinigrin, which is found again in the mustard seeds. It showed an anti-cancer, an antibacterial, antifungal, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and wound healing properties, as well as they use mustard seeds in natural organic farming to help to get rid of pests, and of course doing that naturally. So let's take a look now of the recipe that I shared in my live show and exactly how to make that mustard poultice for that chronic cough. Take a look at this. We're going to mix up the lung poultice. So all you need is some flour, and you're using equal parts. So I have about 3 tablespoons. I'm going to make a huge lung poultice today. So 3 tablespoons of flour, any type of flour is fine, as well as dry mustard powder and some water. And that's all you need. Now remember, this gets hot and it can stain. So that's why I have my gloves. But also you're going to need a couple pieces of fabric. So this is, just 2 squares of fabric. This is an old baby blanket. It made me sad to cut it up. My babies are all grown now. But yes, so that's what you're going to need. So a couple pieces of fabric, ideally unbleached. There's no, toxic chemicals in here from your laundry or fabric softener and all those things, because remember, you're putting it on your skin. Anything you put on your skin, you are absorbing into your bloodstream. Okay, now all we're going to do is mix into my bowl. So I'm just gonna use all of it because we're making a huge whopping batch of this. So my flour, my mustard seed powder, and some water. And the ideal consistency is to make a paste. So I'm just gonna add a little bit at a time and make it so that it has a pasty sort of consistency. And I don't want to add too much water, and incorporate that all in so that I can put it then on my cloth. Oh, I need a little bit more water. And I'm going to spread that onto my cloth, and then you apply this for the lungs onto the chest. Now you can also do this in terms of using that mustard poultice. There, that's a perfect consistency. I'm just going to make it nice and smooth, get all that incorporated. You can also, can the camera see that? So see how it's kind of pasty? And put in the comments if anybody's ever done the mustard poultice. I'm really curious if any of you have tried this before. This is great. I've used this, for chronic lung infections. Fantastic. It really does get very hot though. So that's why you have to be a little bit careful with it. And I'm going to put on my gloves. And then basically what you're doing is applying it to the cloth, and you need 2 layers of your cloth, and you put that on the chest, and you just lie down, relax, maximum 15 minutes. Okay, so it will get quite hot, maximum 15 minutes, and then of course you wipe it away. Ideally, I would have a hot shower of that after that, and then go to bed, because you've increased that circulation now, and the body is going into that healing mode. Okay, so there we go. I'm just going to put this all over. And then I know it looks very goopy right now. And of course, if you do your nails, ladies, or guys, I guess, if you do your nails, you don't want to get this on because the mustard can actually stain. Anybody who knows when you've been
having something with mustard and it gets on a nice white t-shirt. You know how that messes things up. Okay, so then I'm gonna work this a little bit, and I can already feel the heat from this, and I haven't even applied it to my skin. But there you go. So I would kind of moosh this all around, make it nice and flat, and you're applying that mustard. So not like this, you're applying it now directly to the skin as your mustard plaster on your chest. Don't get this in your eyes. Again, if you have a cut or a wound, you can't use this on open skin because it will burn, burn, burn. And you apply that to the chest. So this part is going directly on the skin. And then you're going to cover it with your second piece of cloth, ideally lying down, relaxing. You're going to cover that with the second piece, lying down, relaxing, and then remove it carefully. You may need help with doing this, especially if you're not feeling well. You may need a little nurse nearby, a loved one in your family. Make sure that they're wearing gloves and don't get this in their eyes.
So there you have it. I hope that you are able to use this recipe. It's very simple. Remember, only keeping it on the chest for 15 minutes max. If you're going to use it on your sore joints or where you have other pains and inflammations, make sure that you're only leaving it on there for 15 minutes max, because it will really warm up the tissues and you can cause some damage if it's left on for too long. So that was the mustard plaster. I hope that you use this. I want to hear from you in the comments below how this works for you. It's fantastic for any type of chronic lung issue. Now, for more information on your immune system and protecting it, and I want you to be aware of this #1 food that's killing your immune system, you've got to check out this video. I'll see you there.